चक्षुर उन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपकदामयं दधाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवंश्च श्रीरूपं सग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं सद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्ण चैतन्यदेवं श्री राधा कृष्ण पादानुसहगना श्री ललिता श्री विशाखावितं हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीना बंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते। तप्त कंचन गौरांगी श्री राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी विश्वभानु सुहृदे प्रणमामि हरिप्रिय। वाञ्छकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यश्च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवसति गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Thank you again allowing me to serve all of you. It's your mercy that you are allowing me to serve. Why Srila Prabhupada's books are important to read? Because Srila Prabhupada there are four sampradayas. Lakshmi Sampradaya, Sri Sampradaya, Rudra Sampradaya, Brahma Sampradaya, Vishnu Swami Sampradaya. And Srila Prabhupada's purports is he has taken the main points like Lord Chaitanya did. Lord Chaitanya took the all four Sampradaya's main points. And in that disciplic section of Lord Chaitanya is all the Guru Parampara had done that. And Srila Prabhupada has done the same thing. So Srila Prabhupada has given like a ultimate juice of everything. So it is important to read Srila Prabhupada's book because it says everything. And Srila Prabhupada's one sentence in the purport says so many things, so deep meaning of each sentence in the purport, because it covers the many acharyas' commentary on it. So that's important for us. So today we will be starting from Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Lila. Today is we're starting chapter 13th, and it is ecstatic dancing of the Lord at Rath Yatra. And we know what Rath Yatra's mean is. I don't have to go through that detail, right? Do I? Right? Okay. So, because Lord Chaitanya is Sri Krishna Chaitanya Radha Krishna Nahiyanya. Lord Chaitanya is in the mood of Radharani, and Lord Jagannath he says, say Krishna, say Gaura, say Jagannath. Jagannath is none other than Krishna, none other than Lord Chaitanya. So Jagannath is Shyam Sundar. And Lord Chaitanya is in the mood of Radharani. So in Rath Yatra, when they are pulling the cart, all the Brajbasis are pulling the cart, bringing the Lord Jagannath from Dwarka to Vrindavan, which Gundichar temple is considered to Vrindavan. So they are pulling the cart and bringing all the Brajbasis. Pulling the cart. And so Lord Chaitanya, when he is in the ecstatic kirtan in the Rath Yatra, he is in the mood of Radharani. And he's happy now that he is going to pull Krishna back to Vrindavan, Gundichar. That's what his meaning is. And during the Rath Yatra, he was chanting the special shloka, which I'm sure will come in this chapter. Okay. So I guess I will read the first part summary. Is that okay? And then we have some devotees start reading from first shloka. Okay. So the A summary of this chapter is given by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur in his Amrit Prabhav Bhashya as follows. After bathing early in the morning, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu saw the deities Jagannath, Baldev, and Subhadra get aboard their 3 carts. This function is called Pandu Vijay. At that time, King Prataprudra took a broom with a golden handle and began to cleanse the road. Lord Jagannath took permission from the goddess of fortune and then started in the car for the Gundicha temple. The road to the temple led along a broad sandy beach, and on the both sides of the road were residential quarters, houses, and gardens. Along that road, the servants called Gaudas began to pull the cars. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu divided his Sankirtan party into 7 divisions, with 2 mradangas in each division. There were altogether 14 mradangas. While performing kirtan, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu exhibited various symptoms of transcendental ecstasy, and Jagannath and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu exchanged their feelings very blissful. When the cars reached the place known as Balgandi, the devotees offered their deities simple food. At that time, in a nearby garden, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his devotees took a brief rest from the dancing. So I guess we'll start from the text 1. This is the summary of the whole chapter, and as we go in the chapter, we will discuss more and more. Another devotees will discuss more and more. Okay. So let's start with text 1. Gopal wants to be, or how is it?
Jai Govinda Prabhu, you are there. Would you like to go now? Would you like to read now? Jai Govinda Prabhu. Okay, Daddy, you read.
May the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, who danced in front of the car of Sri Jagannath, be all glorified. By seeing his dancing, not only was the whole universe held in wonder, but Lord Jagannath himself became very much astonished. All glories to Sri Krishna Chaitanya and Prabhu Nityananda. All glories to Advaita Chandra, and all glories to devotees of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. All glories to the listeners of Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. Please hear the description of the dancing of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu at the Rath Yatra festival. His dancing is very enchanting. Please hear it with great attention. The next day, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his personal associates got up in the dark and attentively took the early morning baths. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his personal associates then went to see the ceremony of Pandu Vijaya. During this ceremony, Lord Jagannath leaves his throne and gets up onto the car.
Yeah, so this is important because, see, this is the only place, this is the only temple where the original Lord Jagannath, who is worshipped whole year, comes out from the temple. Original Lord Jagannath, Baldev, Subhadra comes out from the temple. This is the only place. Otherwise, any other places you see, they have the Utsav deity. It's called Utsav deity. Anywhere you go in the India, they have Utsav deities. But this is the only place. And this is important because Lord Jagannath, once he is the most merciful personality. Lord Jagannath is most merciful. Even Lord Chaitanya is most merciful, magnificent. Lord Jagannath is also. And in Jagannath Puri, all the Dwarka pastimes, Vrindavan pastimes, Jagannath Puri pastimes, all the pastimes are taking place in Jagannath Puri. So people who has the vision to see, vision according to their bhava, by staying in Jagannath Puri, they can experience those pastimes of the Vrindavan, Dwarka, and Jagannath Puri pastime. So it is a very, in the Kali Yuga, all the time, but it's a very important place, Jagannath. See. So here, Pandu Vijay is the where the Lord, all the Daityas, all the Sabaras, which are called the Daityas, we will hear, he will read in that text 8. And everybody, they are bringing the Lord Jagannath. I mean, this Lord Jagannath is not like what we have in our temples. These are big, so heavy, so heavy. They have to tie with ropes, and they have at the bottom they are putting the big cushion, big heavy cushion on the way, and they have to move the Lord Jagannath from one cushion to next, one to next, one to next, like that.
Oh,
And
wow.
yeah, and sometimes the cushion just rips apart, and all the feather, all the cotton just flies in the air.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's heavy. They have tied up both Lord Jagannath Baladev. Subhadra is not heavy, but Lord Jagannath Baladev. So this is called Pandu Vijay, and it is important because this is a time where Lord is going to come from the temple and bring on the cart. And that is this festival. Because as you know, many people are not allowed in Jagannath temple, right? But this is a time where everybody can have a darshan of Lord Jagannath. It's a millions and millions of people are there. It's packed. It's so packed to have this. And because, as we know, after bathing ceremony, I'm sorry, I'm going on. After bathing ceremony, Lord Jagannath was sick. You already read that for 15 days. And this is now the Jagannath is, now the Jagannath is coming. So for them it's new because Jagannath is painted and everything. See. And one thing is that this Lord Jagannath we shouldn't think that they are made of the wood, so he's a wooden Jagannath. It's not like that. Actually, during that sickness time, they actually get sick. Actually, they get sick. And there is one of the pastimes where someone had a doubt, and they went and they had to put the hand on his head, his hand on the Lord Jagannath during that pastime, during their sickness time, and it was very hot. It was really hot. So this is important to see that these deities are not some wood or some metal or some marble. And this Lord Jagannath and Jagannath Puri, they are very powerful. And this is coming from thousands and thousands of years old, coming continuation. So that's what this ceremony he's talking about, Pandu Vijay ceremony. Okay, next.
Now.
Sri
6.
Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his personal associates then went to see the ceremony of Pandu Vijaya. During this ceremony, Lord Jagannath leaves his throne and gets up onto the car. King Prataparudra in person, as well as his entourage, allowed the Pandu Vijaya ceremony to be seen by all the associates of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his prominent devotees, Advaita Acharya, Nityananda Prabhu, and others were very happy to observe how Lord Jagannath began the Rath Yatra. The very strongly built Daitas, carriers of the Jagannath deity, were as powerful as drunken elephants. They manually carried Lord Jagannath from the throne to the car. Purport. The word Daita refers to one who has received the mercy of the Lord. Lord Jagannath has a number of stalwart servants known as Daitas. These servants do not come from very high caste families, Brahmanas, Kshatriyas, or Vaishyas, but because they are engaged in the service of the Lord, they have been elevated to a respected position. Thus, they are known as Daitas. These servants of Lord Jagannath take care of the Lord from the day of the Sanayatra up to the time the Lord is carried from the throne to the Ratha car.
Yeah, so this Daityas. Lord Jagannath is most merciful, is so merciful that you will read this. Who is this Daityas? The Daityas, they are actually they raise the pigs, and the Daityas are the Sabaras, and the Sabaras actually raise the pigs and they sell the pigs. It is written in further purport. So even though even Lord Jagannath is allowing after the Snan Yatra, they are the one who is taking care of the Lord Jagannath. Daityapatis. There is among the Daityas, there are Daityapatis who are higher, who are the main, and they are the ones taking care of Lord Jagannath. And now they are the one who is bringing Lord Jagannath from the temple to the car. They are Sabaras actually. Okay.
In the Kshetra Mahatmya, these details are said to come from the Shabaras, a caste that keeps and sells pigs. However, among the Daitas, there are also many who come from the Brahman caste. Those Daitas coming from the Brahmana families are called Daitapatis or leaders of the Daitas. The Daitapatis offer food such as sweetmeats to Lord Jagannath during the Anavasara, the resting period after Sanayatra.
That is between 15 days after Shan Yatra to Lord Jagannath. That is the time.
They also make the early morning offering of sweetmeats daily. It is said that during the Anavasara, Lord Jagannath suffers from fever and that the Daitapatis offer him an infusion of drugs represented by fruit juice.
So during those 15 days, they have the special diet, Lord Jagannath's special diet. During those 15 days, as you know, in Jagannath Puri, there is before Lord washes his hands, you know that. Before Lord washes his hands, next offering comes to him. He washes, and before his next offering comes. So it's like this offering is keep going on. And this is going on from the morning, early morning up to the midnight. And this prasadam is distributed outside. So, but during these 15 days, there is it's not, Lord Jagannath is not eating that before, he's he's taking prasadam constantly. He's given this special medicine, special food, which is good for his fever, to get his fever down. So that's what they are talking about here.
I think that's a place to go and settle down, right? Prasadam, so much prasadam.
Well, I mean, yeah. Prasadam, yes, that is true. I mean, prasadam is there all the time in Jagannath. All the time.
It is said that in the beginning, Lord Jagannath was worshipped by the Shabaras and was known as a deity Nila Madhava.
Now, do you want me to talk about this, how Lord Jagannath appear, or it will too much? Because it's going to take, 15-20 minutes.
It's totally up to you.
Up to
No,
you.
because how this Lord Jagannath appear is important to know about it. How Nila Madhava and Lord Jagannath, how is that? Is that okay?
That's fine with me. There is only, actually, besides you and us, there is only one other person here in the Zoom. And if he is okay, I'm sure I don't have any problem, Prabhu. You can go
because
ahead.
people might be listening on the YouTube or on the
Yes,
Facebook.
there are people listening via YouTube and Facebook, but I think that's okay because Go ahead.
Go ahead, Bhatter Prabhu.
Okay, so what happened is that King Indradumna, he wanted to, he's the one who had built this temple. And he went to Lord Brahma and request which dish is to install in this temple. So Lord Brahma said, there is a Nila Madhava. There is Nila Madhava is worshipped. And he said, Lord Brahma said that you should go. This is from the, it is Veda Vyas has written this in the Skanda Purana, in the Utkal Khanda. This is about this pastime I'm talking about. So Nila Madhava is worship. You should bring Nila Madhava here. That's what Lord Brahma said to King Indradumna. Amen. King Indradumna is so great personality, he can even go to Lord Brahma to ask. So when he went, so Lord Brahma, you bring the Nila Madhava. So he had his chief minister Vishwavasu. No, he sent his minister called Vidyapati to go find where Nila Madhav is worshipped. Please find out. So Vidyapati went with all his soldiers everywhere. They are roaming around to find where Nila Madhav is worshipped. Finally, they found out that there was a Vishwavasu. He was worshipping this Nila Madhav in the dense forest. It was very dense forest. Nobody can go. Nobody was able to go there. Nobody go there. Now this Vishwavasu was staying with his daughter. And this Vishwavasu would every day go in the morning, take everything, his daughter would prepare everything. Vishwavasu would go to this worship Nilamada. He would go and walk and he would go and worship and come back. But the Vishwavasu had not told his daughter, where is he going? How far is he going? Anything, nothing. She was obedient, so she accepted. Father is telling me to do this. I will just do it. I will give all the paraphernalia for worship, and she would do that. And Vishwavasu would go and worship. So when this Vidyapati found out, then he went to this Vishwavasu's place. He was staying in a small hut. And he told that I want to have the darshan of the Nila Madhava. Vishwavasu would not agree with that. He said, no, cannot come, cannot do it. So then Vidyapati played a role, what he did, and he talked to his daughter, Vishwavasu. And somehow or other, they fell in with love each other. And Vidyapati married to this Vishwavasu's daughter. So now he's a son-in-law, right? Son-in-law, that's what he called, right? Son-in-law. He's a son-in-law now of the Vishwavasu. Vishwavasu is the Sabara. That's what they are talking here about. Who is this Sabara? So Vishwa then becomes son-in-law. So now Vidyapati so his daughter is telling, please, to her father, please take the to Vishwavasu, telling to Vishwavasu, her father, that please take, is your son-in-law, please take him to darshan of Nilamada. So he took him to, Vishwavasu took this Vidyapati for darshan, but what he did, he had him tie up his eyes blind cloth, like Gandhari had tie up his cloth to blind, like a cover. And he had to just follow the Vishwavasu to go for darshan of this Nilamadhava. But what Vidyapati did, Vidyapati took a mustard seeds. And while he was walking, he had spread the mustard seed all along the way. So what will happen? Mustard seeds will, turn into plant, right? So he can know the pathway to go to Nilamadhava in the future. So he had a darshan of Nila Madhava, this Vidyapati had a darshan of this Nila Madhava. And then he was very happy and he went back to King Indradumna Maharaj and said, yeah, I have found the deities, Nila Madhava is there and you can worship there now. They are worshipping, I have seen them. So now King Indradumna is coming with all his entourage to have the darshan of Nila Madhava. And he wants to bring Nila Madhava back to the temple Jagannath Puri. But he went there, then Nila Madhava gone away. No Nila Madhava there. So he was really upset. He was crying. He wouldn't eat. He wouldn't sleep. That why Nila Madhava just go away? Lord Brahma has told me to bring Nila Madhava in the temple here. Why go away? So then Nila Madhava disappeared. So what he did is that king cried and prayed. Then this from the sky, the sound came. And he said that you go to Puri and in the ocean you will find it logs, 3 logs, big log, wood, log of woods. They'll be floating. You take that logs, carve into deities, and those are the deities, you the carve in deities, and that's what you will install. So King Indradumna, he went back to Puri, he came back to Puri, and he went to the ocean and he took all the Brahmanas and everybody to the ocean, on the bank of the ocean, and there's really 3 big log of woods came. So all the Brahmanas are chanting the mantras and everything, and all the ceremonies going on, and then they are bringing the wood, that log of woods, back in the Puri. Now they need to be carved. So he had all the special persons called to carve the deities, carver. And everyone tried to carve with their instrument. What happens? Their instruments will break down. They could not able to carve the deities. So then again, Indradumna was very upset. Because every time, every carver used their machine would break down, but they could not able to carve. And Indradumna he would not eat, he would not sleep, he was just upset. He said, why? What is happening? This shows how the pure devotee of the Lord goes through these difficulties. But his difficulties are also ecstasy because it is for the good to be bringing the close, deep relationship with the Lord. So then finally, Lord Krishna himself came as an old man to carve the deities. And this old man, as Lord Krishna came and he approached to him and said, I will carve them, but with one condition. You bring the logs, I will close the door, and for 3 weeks, don't disturb me. Deities will be ready. But then what about your eating, sleeping? What about your eating? No, don't worry about my eating. I don't need anything. He's an old man. So they agreed with it. Okay, that's what you want. We will do it. So this room is closed, and here he's carving the deities. So from outside they are hearing the nice tuck 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 tuck. So they decide, yeah, something is happening. But 1 week passed, 2 weeks passed, and they were wondering, this old man, he's not eating anything, and what is gonna happen? So after 2 weeks, they couldn't hear the tuck, 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 tuck noise. So they thought, oh my gosh, this old man has probably died. So King Indradumna's wife, his name is Gundicha. And there is a Gundicha temple, right? We heard last chapter. She is telling to the King Indraduna that his soul man is probably died. We don't hear any noise. I think we should open the door and find out what's happening. King Indraduna doesn't want to do it, but as you know, wife says it, so he does it. Right? So they open the door, and the car quarter is gone. And these are the three deities, Lord Jagannath, Baldev, Subhadra in that form, this form which we are having the darshan today. And then, so those are the deities. Then he called king called Lord Brahma and requested him to install these deities. So Lord Brahma had come and installed these deities. And this is the birth rate. That's what we call the Snani Yatra. Snani Yatra is the birthday of Lord Jagannath. So that's what these deities are. So that's what here is talking about, Sabara. Go ahead.
Later, when the deity was established in the temple, the Lord became known as Jagannath because the deities were taken from the Shabaras. All the Shabara devotees were elevated to the position of Daitas. What read?
While carrying the deity of Lord Jagannath, some of the Daityas took hold of the shoulders of the Lord, and some caught his lotus feet. The Lord Jagannath deity was bound at the waist by a strong, thick rope made of silk. From two sides, the Daitas caught hold of this rope and raised the deity.
Yeah, see? So that's what it is. Now listen to next one.
Strong, puffed up cotton pads called thulis were spread out from the throne to the car, and the heavy deity of Lord Jagannath was carried from one pillow-like pad to the next by the Daitas.
Yeah, so that's what I said. They are like a big pillows, big heavy pillows, or cotton pillows are there. So they move the deity. What they do is from the back side, they put the deity's head this side, and from the bottom, Daityas move the deity in the next pillow. Then they move this way. Then from back, they again pull the deity like that. It's like going like that, like that. So bring from one, and during that time, what happens, as I said, the pillows caught the cloth breaks apart. So then all the cotton spreads everywhere. That's what it is. Okay. Go ahead.
Read.
While the Daitas carried the heavy Jagannath deity from one pad to the next, some of the pads broke and the cotton contents floated into the air. When they broke, they made a heavy cracking sound.
Oh.
Lord Jagannath is the maintainer of the whole universe. Who can carry him from one place to the another? The Lord moves by his personal will just to perform his pastimes.
This is important because sometimes we have a tendency, and this I have tendency to think I am the doer. Anything we do, that is the tendency in the material world also, isn't it? I am the doer. I'm doing everything. No, it is the will of the Lord. I am just in devotional services. I am just an an instrument. And that's why that's Lord's mercy and devotee's mercy that I am appointed as an instrument to do some service to the Lord. You see. So this is happening by the mercy of the Lord. Everything is everywhere, even in material world also everything is mercy of the Lord, but we don't realize that. And when we come to devotionalism, we bring that the same mentality, same consciousness in the devotional service, and we think I'm the doer. Actually, I'm not the doer. I'm just an instrument to do some service by the mercy. It is a mercy of the Lord that Lord is allowing me to do some service. We don't realize that. So this is what is important point here is mentioned.
I have a question.
Yes.
But we are not the doer, the Lord is the doer. Isn't that the same thing with the Maya also? Maya makes us do also. We, right?
I'm sorry. Can you repeat again?
Maya can do the same thing, can make us, can be the, Maya can make us think that we are the doer.
Yes, that's the Maya. That's what I'm saying. Maya's tricks to think that I'm the doer. But actually we are all an instrument. We are meant to serve Lord anyhow. Right? Because we are part and parcel of the Lord. So we're meant to serve. So we are just an instrument in his service, and it is mercy that he is allowing me to serve. How many thousands of people are there? And why Lord is choosing me? Something that's his mercy that allowing me to serve. So this is like, you have this service. This is also mercy of the Lord. Vaishnavi Devi has this service. That's mercy of the Lord. That Lord is keeping you busy. And that gives you purity, that purifies our mind, purifies our intelligence, purifies our ego. It's a purificatory process because we are in direct connection with the Lord. Why doing this service? How many people are benefiting just hearing about it? Isn't it? Just simple reading and hearing. They all are getting benefits. This is preaching. This is sharing with others. Yeah, so Maya tricks. Maya is very heavy. Tricks. Okay.
Okay, go to the next.
The word purport. The word manima is used to address a respectable person
No, you have to read the translation.
Oh, I thought I already read that. While the Lord was transported from the throne to the car, tumultuous sounds were made on various musical instruments. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was chanting, Manima, Manima, but he could not be heard. Purport. The word Manima is used to address a respectable person in Orissa. Lord Jagannath was being respectfully addressed by Sri Chaitanya in this way. While the Lord was being carried from the throne to the car, King Prataparudra personally engaged the Lord's service by cleansing the road with a broom that had a golden handle.
Now imagine, he is a king. He is a king, and he's taking the broom, and he's doing the bhangi work. We call in India bhangi, right? Lower class, who cleans the road. We see every day in India, not in this country. Of course, in India also now they have the truck who cleans up the road. But usually it used to be the people who cleans the road, cleans the street. We know that, right? So here the king himself he's gonna take the broom and he's gonna clean the road because Lord is gonna pass the road. Because Lord is thinking himself, the king himself is thinking himself as a servant. I am the servant of the Lord. And my Lord is coming now for that, giving the darshan to millions and millions of people. And I'm just one of the servants. And we know the pastime of the king anyhow. That is another pastime which will take another 15, 20 minutes. So we're not going to go through that pastime of king. He married to the South Indian. Anyhow, that's another pastime. Some other time we will talk about it. But that is this king himself, because he considered to be a servant of the Lord himself. So he's cleaning. So ultimately, in the Lord's eyes, everybody is a servant. Someone is king, or someone is a prime minister, or someone is a president, or someone is a street cleaner. Doesn't matter. In the Lord's eyes, everyone is equal. Whoever is devotion.
Yeah, I was thinking we make up all these false titles in the material world, and then we become, that title, and we think we are top,
Yes.
All made up by us, right?
Exactly. At the time of the death, who cares?
Yeah.
Right? At the time of the death, when the hospital, one person who is not rich, he is sleeping, and you are also sleeping in the hospital. Does anybody cares? Both are the patients. Right? Both are the patients. Now, of course, if you are a king or prime minister, you will have in a hospital, you will probably in the special room. your private room. But point is, you are still on the deathbed. Huh? And when the soul leaves the body is there. Who cares whose body? The king body or pauper's body? Does it gonna make a difference? Pauper body is also gonna be burned, and king body is also gonna be burnt, isn't it? So this is all in material world Maya tricks that people are given different they think different way because of the money, power. Money talks and money walks. That's what it is. But the whole point is that ultimately everybody is a servant of the Lord. Okay. So continue or what? I don't mind, whatever you decide.
Sankalpa hasn't read yet. Sankalpa Mataji, you want to do it? Read.
Yeah. The king sprinkled the road with sandalwood scented water. Although he was the owner of the royal throne, he engaged in menial service for the sake of Lord Jagannath.
Mm.
Although the king was the most exalted, respectable person, still he accepted menial service for the Lord. He therefore became a suitable candidate for receiving the Lord's mercy.
Mm.
Upon seeing the king engaged in such menial service, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu became very happy. Simply by rendering this service, the king received the mercy of the Lord.
Yes.
Purport.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. Start reading.
Yeah? Okay.
Yes.
Unless one receives the mercy of the Lord, he cannot understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead or engage in his devotional service.
So this is important because we can perform the devotional service, but at the same time, with our end, our mercy is also needed. And we know from the Damodar Lila, right? From Damodar Lila, we know the Mother Jasoda tried to bind up the Lord, and she was so stubborn. She wanted to bind the Lord. So she tried so much. She brought all the ropes from everywhere. She couldn't bind him. But when Lord wanted to Lord wanted himself to be bound, when he allowed Rajas to bind. So that was the mercy. So there were two fingers short. One was the endeavor, and second is the mercy. Lord is mercy. So both were there, then Lord bound. So similarly here, Srila Prabhupada is mentioned in the purport about the mercy of the Lord. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Atapiti deva padam bujadvaya pasada lisanugrihita evahi janati tatvam bhagavan mahimno nachanya ekopi chiram vichinvan. A devotee who has received even a small fraction of the mercy of the Lord can understand him. Others may engage in theoretical speculation to understand the Lord, but they cannot know anything about him. Although Maharaj Prataparudra was very eager to see Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the Lord refused to see him. But when Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu saw the king engaged in menial service for Lord Jagannath, he became very happy. Thus the king became eligible to receive Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy.
So it is said, I'm sorry. It is said that Lord's mercy is there, but higher than Lord's mercy is the mercy of his devotee.
Devotees.
Right?
Yeah.
We know in the case of Pratap Rudra, Lord Jagannath, Lord Chaitanya didn't want to see him. Right? But then all the devotees had to talk to the Lord. And Lord had finally agreed with that. And Lord allowed to see him. And now he is Lord Chaitanya, who's Krishna himself. He's now more happy because he is seeing him. He's seeing here the King Pratap, who's a king. King means what he deals with, pence and the pounds. That's what a king deals with, right? King means he has everything in his life, practically. But here the same king is just cleaning the road. So Lord Jagannath, Lord Chaitanya himself, who is none other Radha Krishna, is saying that, oh, here, see, king, he's a king, but he's just doing media service of cleaning the road. So that's mercy. Sorry, go ahead. If a devotee accepts. If a devotee,
Okay. If a devotee accepts Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as a universal guru and Lord Jagannath as the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna, he is benefited by the combined mercy of Krishna and Guru. That is stated in Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. That is stated by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in his instructions to Rupa Goswami, Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Lila, 19:151. Brahmanda Brahmite Kona Bhagyavan Jiva Guru Krishna Pasade by Bhaktilata Beja. The seed of devotional service fructifies and becomes a transcendental creeper. Finally, it reaches the lotus feet of the Lord in the spiritual sky. This seed is obtained by the mercy of the Lord and the Guru. By the Lord's mercy, one gets the association of a bona fide Guru, and by the mercy of the Guru, one gets a chance to render devotional service. Devotional service, the science of Bhakti Yoga, carries one from this material world to the spiritual world.
this is very important. This is what we are doing, right? By the mercy of the Lord, we came in touch with Srila Prabhupada. That's also mercy of the Lord. By the mercy of the Lord, we came in touch with Srila Prabhupada or his disciple. So we have Brahman, Brahmita, we were roaming around in Brahmanda from one life to another life. From we are also gone through the same 8,400,000 species of life. I was also a pig one day. In one life, I was also a pig. You see? So we are gone through these lives. Now we have come to the human form of life. And the human form of Lord, the mercy of the Lord, we come in touch with Srila Prabhupada and his movement and his disciple. So we are pulled back. Now by the mercy of the Lord, we have come in touch with the Lord through this disciple, and they have sowed the seed of bhakti in our heart. Now with the bhakti, what we have to do? We have to the seed, we have to water it, right? Because it has to make into plant. And so we water it by why? By performing devotional service, by chanting Hare Krishna. And, but what happens? When we plant something in the garden, what happens? Besides, when we water it, what happens? Besides that seed, there is other plants also grows with it. Isn't it? All the weeds. So many weeds here when it's common, right? When we plant some, all the weeds. So we have to pull out those weeds. And sometimes those weeds looks the same as the plant.
Mm-hmm.
You see? Those are actually weeds. Those are not plants. And that's where the Maya tricks. See? Because we want to have that seed of that plant want to go fructify and reach at the lotus feet of the Lord. But the other weeds also grows. So we have to pull them out. And that is called the anartha nivritti.
And we have to know the difference too, right?
Of course, we have to effort, yes. We have to do that. So that's called anartha nivritti, means all the anarthas which we have are around like a seeds, like a creepers growing around that plant of the bhakti.
So to know what are the real weeds, we take the shelter of Guru and Shastra, right?
Yes, we take the shelter of the Guru, we get the Shastra, Guru Sadhu Shastra, right? The shelter of the scripture. By hearing this, by listening this, by applying, we know that, these weeds are also growing in my heart also, are there. So we have to pull them out. How are we going to pull out? By chanting more quality, by chanting very carefully without committing offenses, by performing devotional service. And we know the 10 against 10, 10, 10 offense against the chanting the holy name. We know that, right? And the main offense is of course, there are all are important. We don't commit, but the main is the first offense is to commit offenses at the feet of the Vaishnavas. That's why we have to be very careful about prajalpa, Dhamya katha, alachva katha. We have to be careful. It's important because that ruins our bhakti. So we want to have that plant. That's what here is Srila Prabhupada mentioning the purport. We want to have that bhakti, that want to reach that plant of the bhakti at the lotus feet of the Lord. So that we can be transferred to the spiritual world. And that happens by the mercy of the Lord, mercy of his pure devotee, like Srila Prabhupada and his disciples. That's why this association is important. Okay?
Yes.
Further?
So, yeah, you finish it. Are we going to continue to read or stop here, Prabhu? It's already 7:25.
You tell me. You tell me. If you want to continue, we can continue on another 5 minutes.
Okay.
To 8:30. Is that okay?
Yes, that's fine.
Till
Not 7:30. I'm sorry, not 8:30. 7:30.
8:30. Prabhu.
All right. So everyone was astonished to see the decorations on the Ratha car. The car appeared to be newly made of gold, and it was as high as Mount Sumeru. In the year 1973, there was a gorgeous Rath Yatra festival in London, England, and the car was brought to Trafalgar Square. The London daily newspaper, The Guardian, published a front page photo caption, ISKCON Rath Yatra is rival to the Nelson column in Trafalgar Square. The Nelson column is a very impressive statue of Lord Nelson and can be seen from a good distance. Just as the residents of Puri compared Rath Yatra car to Mount Sumeru, the residents of London consider the car rival to the Nelson Monument.
Srila Prabhupada was very happy because the Britishers took everything from India. We know that. Everything in the London museums, everything belongs to India. In London Museum, you go, everything was from India. That's why when Srila Prabhupada went to London, he was, I'm just paraphrasing, reporter asked him question, why are you bringing, here these things, Hare Krishna movement, or whatever the question was. He said, Srila Prabhupada said, to this London reporter, he said, you brought everything from India to here in your country, but you didn't bring Krishna. So now I have brought Krishna to you, all of you. Here. To remind you. You see. So when the first Rath Yatra happened in London, he was so
Chaitanya Charitamrita was translated after 1973. Is that true?
Yes. They were done in. No, Srila Prabhupada was doing it. Srila Prabhupada already done it, but actually everything here already ready. But the point is I think what is in 75, if I remember correctly, in just 2 months, I say 1 month or 2 months, something like that. All the 17 volumes of Chaitanya Charitamrita were published.
Wow.
So Srila Prabhupada was very happy when the first Rath Yatra happened in London. Very happy. So Srila Prabhupada's point was that you can take away everything, but you cannot take away the culture. India had that culture. You guys tried to break Indian culture, but you couldn't do it. British have tried so much. because they thought the Indian culture, it's Indian culture means the Vedic culture. India happened to be the place. Now the Vedic culture. Vedic, all the British had tried so much because Vedic culture was so dense and they wanted to break that Vedic culture. But they couldn't do it because it's Sanatan, it's eternal. Sanatan, eternal, cannot be broken, cannot be, tear apart. It's eternal because everybody's relationship with the Lord. Okay? Anything else?
That's all. Nothing else, Prabhu. Do you have any?
Prabhu, I have one quick question.
Go
I
ahead.
heard that the British took a jewel from Lord Jagannath in Jagannath Puri from his crown.
Mhm.
Is there any truth to that?
Well, I cannot, I don't know exactly what, but they had taken many things. I mean, they had taken, that during that time, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur was a magistrate, and he was under magistrate. He was under the British rule. Calcutta and all that East India was under the British rule. So, I mean, they might have, I don't know exactly. So it's difficult for me to answer your question. But I mean, they have taken many things. That we know.
Yeah, Kohinoor diamond was one of the big diamonds. Kohinoor.
Diamond called Kohinoor diamond. It's
Yeah.
like more than 100 carat.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the diamond. That's what it was. The diamond from Lord Jagannath, right? Vaishnavi, was it?
I don't know if it's from Jagannath, but it's called Kohinoor diamond. So
Anyway, I will try to confirm that.
I mean, it's possible, I mean, they were the ruler, so when they took everything. Okay. Any other question?
no, let's stop now. Okay. All right. Thank you, Prabhu. No, we don't have any.
Thank you very, very much.
Thank you. Thank you for engaging me in the service.
We'll continue this also. So Bhadra Prabhu, stay ready for this.
Yeah.
Whenever you want me to, let me know.
We have to finish the whole volumes.
Yeah, that would be nice. Like every week or so, Chaitanya Charitamrita is not so much discussed.
Yeah, in the temple, it's only happening on Saturdays, right? So this is a good way to do it.
Yeah.
So as I said, let me know whenever you want me to. I'll be willing. It's nice to share whatever I have.
And since you have been to Jagannath Puri, you can probably give us a lot of.
I'm not from Jagannath Puri. I'm the Gujarati guy.
But you've been to Jagannath Puri, right?
Huh?
You've been to Jagannath Puri, right?
Oh yeah, I've been to Jagannath Puri. Yeah.
So you can probably
That's
share
better than us.
better than us.
That's okay. You are in Jagannath Puri by discussing this Lord Jagannath pastimes, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
All right. Thank you very much. And thank you. This concludes our 7-day Shravanam festival. Thank you all for attending and reading and listening via YouTube or listening via Facebook and things like that. So we will post what we can do later. Maybe we will do this once a week or twice a week. I'm not sure. We have to consult with Mukhya and then decide. Anyway, thank you very much. And Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Vacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Thank you very much.
Bhadra Prabhu, thank you for coming at the last moment.
Thank you. No problem.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Otherwise,